Hi everybody, this is Mark with Ames. Today we're going to talk about wear part replacement on the flat boxes, in particular the blades and the skids. The boxes come in 7, 10, and 12, and there's just subtle differences between some of these replacements. I'm going to show you how to replace the blades first on the 10-inch box, flat box. So what we want to do first is, on the end you've got an adjustment screw. You want to turn that screw all the way till the end to push the blade out. Once you can see it's kind of bowed out on the end, you can just kind of take the screwdriver, pushing out on the blade until it pops out. And then just kind of slide your screwdriver in, the blade will pop right out. Now when you pop the blade out, it'll be worn on each side slightly. You discard the old blade. Taking a new blade, now when you get the new blade, it'll be flat. There won't be any bows or bends in it. It'll be just a nice flat piece of metal. You want to come in about 2 fingers and bow the metal slightly, just slightly. You're not going to bow it too much, so that it will stay attached into the blade holder itself. Now you do this bow in and in, so you have 2 bows kind of forcing in or out on the 7 and 10. When you replace the blade on the 12-inch box, you'll actually do 1 bow so it goes down, and 1 bow so it goes up, because it's a wider, longer piece of metal, so it'll hold in again. So we're trying to hold it into the brass blade holder. A little difference between the 7 and 10. Now there's a couple different ways people do this. We prefer you set the blade in here, pop it into the brass. Now I've got to back up and loosen this screw, this adjustment screw. Just back it back out where it was so the blade will sit flat in there. Basically we want to just set the blade in. It's not sharp, so you can run your finger across it until it sets in nicely. Work it in there. Sometimes you have to slightly push it in with your hand, or you can use a pair of pliers just to edge it in there, fix it so it's nice and straight. Then we want to adjust the screw out again just till it taps or hits onto the blade. Now your blade should catch, your fingernail should catch on the skid and on the edge of the blade for proper adjustment. You may need to adjust it a few times after you run it, but you should have a nice smooth blade replacement. That's how you replace the blades. Now on the skids, you have a right and a left side for the skids, and you have a shim that is between the side plate of the box and the brass blade. This all holds the brass together so this doesn't move. First thing you want to do is loosen these screws. Actually take them all the way out. Just turn it with a flathead screwdriver. Again, a lot of times you'll notice that the box is leaving an edge, not leaving a good clean finish. That's when your skids or your blades need to be replaced, or there's a nick in your blade. That's how you can tell that these need to be replaced. Take these all the way out, and you'll remove the skid, but you also have a shim here on the side, and you kind of, these don't wear out that often, but if you have to replace them for some reason, they just slide right out on the side. So we're going to replace both of them just to show. So the shims are universal, they'll fit on both sides. You slide it back in, up into the brass blade holder. Then you'll take your skid, and there's a right and left side for these. What you want to do is just place this, I can show you here, together. Replace 1 screw first. Just put this middle one in first. Put the second one in, but don't tighten either one. Always put the first one in the middle. Again, we're not going to tighten these up, just so they're snug. Now what you want to do, again, you'll see the brass will be moving, and the skid and the shim all together will be kind of moving at this point. So what you want to do is take a pair of pliers, open them up, and then I'm going to try to stand this up so you can see it the opposite way. And you're pulling all this together basically. So we're going to pull this together here and then tighten the first screw, the middle screw if you will. Then you come back and tighten up the back screw. The idea is we don't want this brass moving at all right here. This should be nice and firm. So we're pulling all this together. Again, you'll repeat the same on the opposite side as you have a right and left side. We want to make sure that the blade holder is smooth and that the blade is usually your fingernail should catch right on here. So that's how you change your blades and your skids on the flat boxes, 7, 10, and 12.